What's up, guys? So, by the title of this video, I'm assuming you know what it's about, but I have a couple boxes over here. Some things are already opened, other things aren't. So let's open them up. I'll kind of spread them out here and we'll talk a little bit about each one of these things and kind of what I wanted to share with you about them and why they're important. Scan Grip Sun Match 2. Scan Grip Eye Match Headlamp 2. Scan Grip Multi-Match 2. Rupes Hybrid Nano Long Neck. We'll open this up in a second. Box from the Rag Company. Don't know what's in here. Towels. More towels. Big ass pack of towels. And some washing. Yeah, they're all wrapped. I'm putting them on the floor, but there's plastic around them and they're gonna be washed anyways. Don't freak out. Another box. Who puts staples in boxes? I mean, Scan Grip box for the version 2 stuff. Another box. More staples. Scan Grip Gen 1 kit. One more. Didn't hit the car. Just gonna put this aside. All right, let's talk about this a little bit. Let me grab you guys off of here for a second and show you what we're looking at. Okay, so basically, there's 3 things realistically out of all this. There's 3 things here that are important, right? So we have a polisher here, that's what this is. We have lighting, so this is the case for these devices. This is a Gen 1 version of this stuff. So this stuff will get unboxed and go in there, but whatever. So we have polisher, we have lights, and then we have Rag Company towels. So I had met Levi, we're gonna go right into the towels. I met Levi down at the 100-hour detail. You guys have may seen it. I'll put it here or somewhere. And I've known about the Rag Company for a while, but I kind of wanted to try their stuff. And he said, hey, I'm gonna send you a goodie bag. I'm not telling you what you're getting. You're just gonna get it, and I want you to try it. So in here, this big bundle of joy. Let's take a look here. You can see what's in here. It's a pretty long laundry list of stuff. So I will unbox this, I should say unwrap this at a later date. But what I'm trying to say is basically this is the 3rd tier. I mean the hat, don't worry about the hat, but is your microfiber towel. So polisher, light, towels. 3 things that I believe are the most important for a detailer to have in their arsenal. All right, so now you're like, Troy, okay, whatever. I understand there's a million different polishers, there's a million different lights, there's a million different microfiber towels or towels in general. Where the heck do I start? Well, you know, you can honestly start wherever you want. I've kind of culminated my experiences and put them into some tools that I pretty much will not go below. Now, there may be something better down the line or years down the road that comes along, but for right now, these are the brands that I kind of want to stay with in terms of lighting, tools, microfiber towels. They're just, that's kind of what I am preferring between customer support and functionality. That's what you want. As a detailer, you want to be able to do your job effectively and quickly and still have a very high level of precision. I mean, you don't have to have a high level, but you're not gonna have people who come back. You know, I pride myself on quality work. So for me, it's important to have the right set of tools. So you're asking, okay, Troy, well, you're using a Rupes or a Rupes as I call it. There's 2 different ways you can say it. You're using these Scan Grip lights. Half of you guys have probably never even heard of them. To be honest with you, I've heard of them a little bit ago, but I never really used them until my trip to Florida with Matt Mormon and the Obsessed Garage team. And once I used them, I saw what all the hype was about, and that's that. So And the rag company, like I said, I've heard of them for years and just never really bit the bullet. I'm like, hey, microfiber's microfiber. You know, I got my microfibers from Adams, chemical guys, you know, they're just microfibers. I didn't go to the AutoZone level stuff, but I went to, you know, the online retailers. So I just never made it out to rag company. To be quite honest with you, early on in my detailing phase, I was intimidated by all the choices. If you go to rag company's website or their Amazon store, you'll see there's about 1 billion different microfiber towels that they have, colors, etc. Well, believe it or not, a lot of them have specific purposes. And I've mentioned it before in my previous videos where I use certain towels for certain things, but believe it or not, these towels have been vetted and researched. Matt Moorman has a whole package you can buy on the Obsessed Garage page that he's used, and he's like, hey, these are what I think work the best for this scenario, this scenario, this scenario. So he's packaged something together. The rag company has done hours and hours and hours of research is designing, developing towels for specific purposes. So towels are another important thing to do your job right. Obviously, when you go through and you polish and you take care of everything, well, what good is it if you go through and have this nice black paint and it's all paint corrected and you take a crappy microfiber towel and you go to wipe that residue off or that polish off and you take your light back out and you look at it and you go, well, there's still scratches here. There wasn't a little bit ago. I just got them all out. I was inspecting my panel as I was going. Well, where do you think those scratches came from? They came from removing the residue and removing the excess compound off of the car, and you're using a poor microfiber towel. Same thing with glass, right? People get a lot of bugs and crap stuck on their glasses. There's specific glass towels to do specific jobs and to pull things off the glass easier. There's drying towels that have a long nap to be able to pull up water and hold water. There's a million different towels. So thank you to the rag company. Levi, if you're watching, buddy, I appreciate that. Again, I had no idea what was coming in this. He's just like, dude, I'm gonna send you a care pack. I want you to try it, use it. You know, you don't have to make a video, you don't have to do this and that, but, you know, use the stuff and just let me know what you think. Now, I am gonna take 2 seconds and look this up for you guys because Levi at the rag company said on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, from what I understand, I'm reading it right here, use the code KIT10, K-I-T 10, put it on screen here, KIT10 for 10% off on kits. And I believe that is a platinum kit. So he said, hey, that code just works and use it. And, you know, if you guys need microfiber towels, have at it. We're gonna put the towels over near the McLaren. Just get everything out of the way as we sort through this. Now, I wanna move on to, let me get this stuff out of the way because I wanna move on to something that I was prolonging for a long time, which is this guy. So this kit right here is called the Rupes Hybrid Bigfoot Nano. So it's really Bigfoot Nano, but people call it the Rupes Nano or the Rupes Hybrid. But let me show you what this is. And as soon as you guys just see it, you'll understand. This, fairly expensive, $600. But again, this is more geared towards the professional detailer. It has a specific purpose. Most detailers don't have one polisher, they have 3 or 4. But it comes with all of this. And this is what you get. With this Rupes, you get everything in here. I mean, you get an extra battery, so you got 2 batteries, the charger. You even have the wired port, you know, if you don't want to use the battery, you're doing big jobs. You got all sorts of different size, cute, adorable little pads here. I gotta get some microfibers though, because I need to be able to cut with them. You get brush tools for carpets. You have a leather brush tool, that'll be pretty handy. You have a rotary attachment. You have a small throw DA attachment. You see how it's all set there. And then you have a large throw. This will be the one that I'll probably use the most. And you really see how offset it is. So you get pretty much the works with it. Obviously, the Nano. Now this comes in 2 versions. It comes in a long neck. This is the long neck, or a short neck. The short neck version is this piece right here. It just doesn't have this middle piece. So this piece comes right up to here. I like the long neck because it allows you to get around places. It allows you to get into places and not have the body, which is this piece, get close to anything. So it lets you kind of work in areas And that's what this polisher is. This is, the favorite thing that I like about it is its battery. No cords. It's 2017. It boggles my mind that we still don't have polishers that are battery powered. Now I understand it because of power draw, but batteries are getting there. So this is kind of a very specialty tool. I understand if you guys don't need it, but what I want to talk about is the polisher. Polishers are extremely, extremely important. Let me put you guys back on here for a second. Polishers are extremely important. I use a Rupes 15 Mark II Bigfoot. That's my workhorse polisher that does most of the work. I have a 75 LE, I believe is what it is, which is a little 3-inch, and that's great for smaller curvature panels. And now I have the hybrid, which you guys just saw. So those 3 polishers together should allow me to tackle the most intricate areas of a vehicle. Now, I'm talking about polishers because, again, those are your money makers, right? Those tools, which are something you don't want to cheap out on, are what's going to be your workhorse. Day in, day out, that's going to be cutting through paint, from soft paint to hard paint, to taking care of wet sanding marks, to just finishing polishing, to removing high-end coatings, etc., etc. And that's something that you don't want to cheap out on. You want to spend the money on a nice polisher. And I understand, I do get it if it's expensive. So what I recommend is, if you're going to buy a polisher that's not a name brand or not like a top-end brand, you know, by all means go for it. Just expect that when you use a very high-end polisher like the Rupes, that you'll see differences. Most people, they don't care. They're gonna use something that's off the shelf, like a Porter cable or something like that, and they're gonna be fine with it. And that's totally okay. I'm not saying just don't ever get one at all, but if you're on the fence of getting one, go try a Rupes if you can, or go to an expo or a detailing class, or find somebody who has one and try it, because it is a night and day difference. When you're polishing, especially doors and stuff, and you're like this, moving a polisher, these things are heavy, and really the less vibration that you have means less tiring and less exhaustion in your arm and your shoulder, and allows you to do a better job. Less breaks means you can get the job done quickly, and so forth and so forth. So the polisher is another great tool. So you have your microfiber towels, you have your polishers, whether it's just a generic polisher or a plethora of specialty polishers. So we have 2 of the 3 that I have talked about. Now let's get on to the third thing, which outside of the polisher, I'm gonna say to me is probably the most important. And to be honest with you, the thing that I've been lacking the most on, and that is the lighting. Now, I have great lighting in here, as you guys can see, but when it comes time to spot check things and look for specific defects, I struggle. I have a really nice flex pen light. It's a clickable pen light that is very good for spot checking. I mean, it's meant to spot check, but lighting is extremely important when you're trying to paint correct, because the very first thing you want to do before you do anything to that paint is inspect. And you can't inspect the paint without looking at it thoroughly. The scan grip lighting, I'm very excited to use. Again, I used it down in Matt Moorman's and I loved it. I fell in love with it, and I even said in his video, I'm gonna go home and buy a bunch of this stuff because now I know what I'm missing out on, and here we sit. So I'm gonna get that stuff unboxed, get it staged up in the kit here, and I'll try to pull some pieces out, and I'll show you the kit, and I'll show you some individual stuff. I don't know if it's charged. I don't think I can use it if it's not charged, but at least I'll show it to you and explain to you why they're important, especially these multi-match 2 and the CRI plus output index and all that stuff. So let me get that squared away. We'll take a look at that. All right, so Gen 1 kit. Here's your pen. So here's just a dead pen that needs batteries, but you know. So that goes there. So you have multi-match, color match 1. You have the scan grip. You guys might have seen this on a couple people's videos, but this is what I'm really excited to use. It pivots and swivels so you can set it up right. Clips on to things. The charging base for it, so that just sits in there and charges. And then obviously the charger and whatnot. So there's no headlamp in this, but that's what the Gen 2 kit is for. But I'm gonna get this stuff charged, and maybe I'll do a separate video on lighting. But this is pretty much what you see here, minus the headlamp, and it comes in this kit. Now, this will go on the tripod that you see, and this can sit on the ground and shoot, you know, upward into the vehicle, or high up and shoot down. But the light output on this is ridiculous. For one bulb there is just absurd. The pen light, you know, this is something that you just click, you know, you keep it in your pocket with you, and you know, it's a quick little spotlight. Very, very common to see these. This is your Swirl Finder, I call it, you know. So this is basically, you take this, you know, and you're looking at panels, you know, you're using it to look for the swirls in the paint, and really, you know, this is going to be another workhorse. I've been saying that word a lot, but, you know, again, very important tool that as lighting is overlooked. So again, guys, these are the 3 fundamental tools that I believe are imperative to have when detailing. It doesn't matter if you're a hobbyist, a professional, or in the middle. It's just lighting, your polishers, and your towels are the 3 must-haves. I mean, you can wash a car with a hose and 6 buckets if you need to, but if you don't have the right tools to dry that car, you're gonna induce swirling, then you don't have the right tools to paint correct that, and you don't have the right lighting to see what you need to correct, and it's just a pain in the butt. So these are the things that I have kind of built up my expectations for. You know, feel free to check them all out. I'll put all the links to everything in the description below, but thank you guys for watching. Catch you on the next one.